The transatlantic slave trade was one of the largest forced migrations in human history, lasting from the 16th to the 19th centuries. Over 12 million African men, women and children were captured, sold and transported across the Atlantic to be enslaved in the Americas. Of these, approximately 10.7 million survived the brutal journey, whilst an estimated 1.8 million perished during the voyage. The trade followed a system known as the triangular trade. European ships, mainly from Britain, Portugal, France and Spain and the Netherlands, set sail for Africa carrying manufactured goods such as guns, textiles and alcohol. These goods were exchanged for captives, who were often prisoners of war, victims of raids, or people sold by African rulers and traders in exchange for European goods. Some African leaders and merchants became deeply involved, profiting from the trade and strengthening their own positions through alliances with European traders. Kingdoms such as Dahomey and Ashanti in West Africa expanded their power by capturing and selling people to European slavers. Once captured, enslaved Africans were forced to march to coastal ports, often enduring brutal conditions along the way. Many died before ever reaching the ships. Those who survived were crammed into the holds of slave ships for the journey known as the Middle Passage. Ships were overcrowded, with people chained together in unbearably tight spaces. Conditions were horrific, malnutrition, disease and abuse were rampant. Some captives attempted rebellion, whilst others, seeing no escape, chose to jump overboard rather than endure the suffering. It's estimated that between 15 and 20% of those aboard never survived the voyage. Upon arrival in the Americas, those who survived were taken to slave markets, where they were sold to the highest bidder. Families were torn apart, and people were treated as property. The majority were sent to work on plantations, growing sugar, cotton and tobacco, industries that fueled the economies of European colonial powers. Brazil, the Caribbean and the southern United States were the largest destinations, with Brazil alone receiving nearly 5 million enslaved Africans, more than any other region. The transatlantic slave trade left lasting scars on African societies, stripping them of generations of people, whilst building the wealth of European nations and the Americas. The consequences of this trade shaped global history, leaving a legacy of exploitation and racial inequality that still affects some Black Americans even today. Many thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more history, PSHE and RE videos.